On September 3rd of 1989, a plane called Varig Flight 254 took off from Sao Paulo and was heading to Belém in Brazil. The people on the plane didn't know that a big mistake by the pilot would cause a terrible crash in the Amazon rainforest. The accident happened because the flight plan's direction was misunderstood. It caused 12 people to die. This accident showed how important it is for pilots to be careful and use common sense. This video talks about what happened during the crash of Varig Flight 254. It looks at the mistakes that pilots made and what can we learn from this sad event. Varig Flight 254 was a regular trip from Sao Paulo to Belém, with Captain Cesar Augusto Padula Garces and First Officer Nilson de Souza Brazil in charge. Captain Garces is a very experienced pilot who has flown for almost 7,000 hours. Before joining Varig in 1982, he served in the Brazilian Air Force. He had flown the Boeing 737 for almost 1,000 hours, so he had a lot of experience in the cockpit. However, First Officer Brazil was a fairly new pilot. He had only started working for Varig a little over a year before the incident. He had only flown for about 800 hours, so he was still new to being a pilot. Even though the pilots had different levels of experience, they were both given the important job of keeping the 48 passengers and 6 crew members safe on the 14-year-old Boeing 737 plane. As the flight was getting ready to leave, the crew made a big mistake while getting everything ready. When they looked at the flight plan, which had all the important information for the trip, like the direction to Belém, they didn't notice an important error: the crucial mistake. During the preparations for departure, a crucial mistake occurred that would have devastating consequences. The printed flight plan provided by the airline contained an error in the heading to Belém, displaying it as 0270 instead of the correct 27.0 degrees. Captain Garces, upon reading the flight plan, misinterpreted the heading as 270 degrees and adjusted the plane's navigation instrument accordingly. Unfortunately, First Officer Brazil, instead of cross-checking the information, relied on the captain's indicator and made the same error in his own navigation settings. Flight into the unknown. As Flight 254 took off, the autopilot engaged, guiding the aircraft towards a heading of 270 degrees, climbing to its cruising altitude of 29,000 feet. Everything appeared normal until the pilots attempted to contact the Belém Tower upon nearing the destination. Failing to establish communication, they resorted to using another Varig aircraft as a radio delay. It was during this exchange that they discovered their grave error. They had been flying in the wrong direction, heading deep into the Amazon rainforest. The desperate search for Belém. The pilots desperately searched for recognizable landmarks and the city lights of Belém, but found only smoke and the setting sun. With no radar installed at Belém Airport at the time, their lack of visual reference became evident. The pilots, now low on fuel, attempted to change course to reach the nearest available airport, but their calculations showed that it was beyond their range. The tragic landing and aftermath. With only a few minutes of fuel remaining, Flight 254 made a belly landing in the jungle, tragically claiming the lives of 12 individuals. The pilots survived, but their negligence in accurately reading the correct heading from the flight plan led to this devastating outcome. Subsequent investigations revealed that Varig's standardized flight planning system had caused a misinterpretation of the heading, and the pilots failed to cross-check the information. Lessons learned. The crash of Varig Flight 254 stands as a somber reminder of the critical importance of vigilance and common sense in the cockpit. It emphasizes the need for thorough cross-checking of information and effective communication between flight crew members. Furthermore, airlines must prioritize ongoing training programs to ensure all pilots are aware of any changes in flight planning systems. Conclusion. The tragedy of Varig Flight 254 serves as a stark reminder of the severe consequences that can result from a single pilot error. The loss of 12 lives in the heart of the Amazon rainforest serves as a solemn tribute to the imperative of upholding the highest standards of professionalism and competence in aviation. That's all for the video today. We will be right back with more videos. Don't forget to give this one a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.